studio alive. Right now, we're about to discuss how is social media affecting relationships and why are women single. With me, we have Tammy Wheeler,
Hello.
Nita Green,
Hey.
and Valencia Jackson.
Hello.
And again, I'm B. Shine if you didn't know. Okay, so given what the topic is, if you want to give the rules, if you want to break them up, if you want to incorporate the two, because personally, given this age of internet, this age of social media, like last show, the guy said these are two unrelated topics. To me, I think they go together because social media is actually bringing men to women and women to men. Social media is a big problem in some relationships, and it doesn't affect others. So, whichever way you want to take it, but I'm sure we're going to concentrate more on why women are single. But
Oh no, we can definitely do the social media thing. It's an issue, and I don't understand why.
So we're going to start off with Tammy. Tammy, what are your thoughts
About social media, relationships?
about pink unicorns and yellow moons, and which way do you want to take it?
I don't know. I feel that if you respect your relationship, others will respect it as well. I think if you expose your relationship on social media, that opens up a lot of doors too, I mean, individuals who feel that they can throw a wrench in your relationship, unwanted opinions. I mean, it's just a variety of things.
Now, when you say unwanted opinions, if you put something about yourself on social media and people respond to it, how can that be unwanted?
Because, I mean, some people are not looking for that. They're
They'll-
just like, they just want to, they want to show their joyous occasions and their,
I mean, sometimes they don't just show their joyous occasions. Sometimes they get on there bitching
okay,
about their relationship.
That's true.
But and then you get on there, and that statement. I wasn't even gonna cut you off, but that statement is to me a big issue for, and it's usually women. Men do it too. I'm gonna say it. Men do it too, but it's usually women. They'll get on social media, badmouth their mate, then get mad at people who chime in on the stat that you made. And it's like, okay, it's social media. If you put it out there, you're putting it out there for mass consumption. You're putting it out there for people's opinions to intersect into what you're saying. If you don't want people to know, then maybe you need to have a girlfriend or a male friend or a gay friend or whatever you need, an imaginary friend, and tell that individual. That way it's not streaming out.
well, that aspect's a little different. I mean, some couples, I will say, want to go on Facebook and just express their joy occasions of, being a couple. Now, what you're saying is a little different.
Not really. I mean, even if you want to
said
show a
bitching
picture
about
with your guy, I
relationships.
could easily be like, "Damn, that nigga fat as hell." Now, I mean that may not be what you're looking
Unwanted
for,
opinions.
but that's the thing. Social media is about opinions.
So you're saying basically when you post something, you need to be prepared for any
The
kind
good
of
and the bad.
opinion. That's true.
I mean, even like with women, you have the right to wear whatever you want, but once you walk outside in it, you're gonna hear something. Everything isn't gonna be a compliment. So if I could wear something, hell, I could wear this shirt. Everybody's not gonna like it. What the fuck is that? You love kittens? I mean, yes, I love little kittens. I mean, but they're not wrong for speaking on
Well,
it.
I think the idea of going, exposing your relationship, you're not thinking that. You just want everyone to feel the way that you do. And in reality, they're not. So just like you were saying, that they're not.
Oh, so they're delusional. Okay. So, Nita.
Hey, sometimes.
So, I mean, social media to me doesn't cause a breakdown of relationships. I feel like it's the people and what they expose and what they do on social media that causes the breakdown of the relationship. For instance, a couple could get into an argument and, like you said, one or both are bad mouthing each other on social media, and then they get back together and then you start posting, lovey-dovey pictures or bae or MCMs and WCWs, and we're just like, but y'all was just arguing last week and calling each other names. So I don't really think that social media just acted as the platform for these people to go and vent, because they probably don't have, real friends that they can actually talk to and sort this mess out. And then what also happens is, say, you know, you're into an argument with your mate. Lo and behold, you have inboxing. So people get to inboxing other people. Oh, well, I'm mad at my girl, or I'm mad at my guy. I'm ready to see, you know, who else I can talk to. People don't respect their relationships on social media, and that's the problem. You know, when you have an insecure person, they're in a relationship, everything their mate does is going to be scrutinized by them on social media. So it's not really social media that's the problem. It's their mindset and their insecurities. And I feel like that's the real problem, because at the end of the day, social media can only say, or people can only comment, say, or judge whatever you post. And if you don't post it, people can't talk about it. So therefore, it's the people who are posting their relationship business causing the issue, not social media.
I agree with that. Valencia?
I like to think that it's no different from anything else that has advanced. We used to walk in the bank with the gun, stick them up, get the money. Now you become a hacker and you steal the money. And so because the tech is moved on, there's more ways, you see more scams, more money being taken. This is the same thing to me. Now we went from, you know, the bag phones, everybody got a phone, the pay phone, the pagers and stuff. And so it was slowly increasing the, if you want to say, the chances for, with the pager, you know, your man used to page, used to go, oh, who is that paging you? So that increased from the telephone. So now we've migrated where we're in computer world. I mean, that's where we are. So I don't think it changes people, it just exposes people. So when people put their different things out there, yes, expect anything, but also as a commenter, it's no different from walking down the street. If you see somebody and you see them with their man and they're happy and he's overweight, then you stop and say, ugh, he's overweight. No, you don't. So you could have and use that same restraint and respect on social media as well. So I think a lot of times we try to put all the responsibility on the poster, but there's some responsibility as a commenter as well.
I agree and I disagree. I mean, at the same time, it's the type of person that's looking at it, and two, it's a huge difference between me walking up to you and saying it and me saying it over the internet. You can't do nothing to me from a distance. Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying you punk out? I
mean, it's not punking out. I mean, at the same time, it's a different level of exposure as opposed to, you know, like I say, if I ran up and said it to you to your face, it could be a physical altercation. At that moment, I'm able to say whatever I want freely. Or I may even send it, be like, damn, I shouldn't have said it, go back and delete it. But like I said again, I just think that, you know, is even like with relationships, I still say with relationships, internet, whoever you accept into your life, that's your responsibility. Whatever you post on the social media, that's your responsibility.
It is, and you making a comment is you posting. You
but
have a responsibility.
My responsibility.
I'm not saying don't lie and don't be honest.
No, I mean,
I'm just saying sometimes you can just be like, because it's a lot of posts I be want to go in, but they be like, you know what? I'm gonna be grown and I'm gonna scroll past them. I don't have to tell her man ugly. I don't have to tell a girl no, your weave is not popping. I don't have to tell them that.
Well, I can pass
I just
up.
Pass that up.
I can pass up saying something about a physical appearance, but it is so hard for me to pass up telling somebody they sound dumb as fuck. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a problem is mine. Mm-hmm. I mean, depending on how dumb the fuck you sound, I could sometimes like, okay, some stuff is like, I ain't never even posted on your page before, but that's stupid. Yeah. You know, it's just stupid. I try to be more respectful if I haven't ever spoken to you. But the gist is that's stupid. But, you know, that's personally me. I mean, I do get your point. You know, we all is responsible for what comes out of our mouths. But the person that puts something out that allows somebody else to speak on it, you have that responsibility to protect self. Like I say, when I say about women all the time, I think the highest responsibility that a woman has to herself is to protect herself, protect her womb. I've said that all the time. Even though me saying that makes me a woman hater, I'm still trying to figure that part out. But, you know, I'm a firm believer in that. Mm-hmm. But now the question I'm sure a lot of people want to hear is like, I mean, I'm not sure if everybody watched last week's show. So we all had a multitude of different theories, reasons why women are single, and I'm just curious to. I mean, what is it okay if I ask relational status?
Yeah.
So, Valencia.
Oh, I'll be getting married this year.
Okay, so
It'll
you're
be my
engaged.
second marriage.
So you're engaged.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm single as a dollar bill, completely single, as in not sleeping with anyone, not in a friends with benefits situation, nothing. I'm straight up
So
single.
you're celibate.
Yes.
So you celibate here and celibate there.
No.
I just-
I knew you were coming with that.
I'm not dating, I choose not to date, and yes, I'm celibate.
Okay, so we got pretty much 2 single women and 2 engaged people. Even though I'm not a female, you can think of me as a hairy, flat-chested one if it makes everybody feel better. But so we 2 engaged, 2 single. So we got different views right now. We're not all on one side of the fence or the other. Okay, so as a whole, I mean, actually, I got to start with you. I'll start with you, Nita, since you're single. In your opinion, just even with you, and even if you want to go broader, why do you see it as so many single women right now?
I feel like there are a lot of single women because, one, just putting some accountability on women. Some women make horrible decisions in the men they decide to deal with. So it's like they get to a point where, or say their breaking point, and so now, they realize, oh, well, I gave so much, I need to, take this time to recuperate and, get my life on track, and then there's the whole, oh, I'm just gonna focus on school and career thing. So I think they're using that as they're being single as a way to kind of reclaim their life and get themselves back together. Another reason is that the pickings are very slim when it comes to, finding a good mate, because there are good men out there, but a lot of those good men are taken, married, and when some women come across good guys who are genuinely single, for whatever reason, they might not pique their interest, or they're not attracted to them, or whatever, excuse they have, and some women kind of stick to the same type of man, and that could be why they're single, because they keep choosing the same type of men, and they don't really take the time to reflect to see what they really need in a mate, and then go for that. They just keep going for the same type.
I like that answer. Tammy, come on, I know somebody gonna say it. These niggas ain't shit. We single because these niggas ain't
Men are
shit.
horrible.
That's it.
I don't know. I feel that, some women have had their heart break it, over and over again, and they have just given up on love, given up on trying to find that right person. Some just choose to be single,
Oh, that was it?
That's it.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be
I
a
thought she was gonna have more.
Like, I just
More
knew
yet.
it was a little bit more. Like, fuck it. It's like shit. I was hurt. Fuck it.
Why can't women just, choose to have freedom and independence instead of being in a relationship?
I don't understand that
Well-
that statement of you can't be, you don't have. So if you're in a relationship, you have no independence and no freedom.
Exactly. That's
You
why
don't-
Not, some women feel that they don't.
you're
And
not
that's-
choosing the right
So
mate.
that's why they're not in one.
You're not.
That's it.
But
She needs to be
Yeah.
single.
Right. I mean, that just to me that was a crazy statement. I mean, you can have now when you say freedom and independence. The only thing I could think is when you're in a relationship, it's certain shit you not supposed to do and you shouldn't do.
Sacrifice.
I mean, but and to me again, that just plays into if she's selfish or not. To me, if she sees freedom and independence as not being able to be in a relationship, like relationship is these shackles, then that's kind of fucked up. But I mean, I get it, because honestly, I agree with you. Some women do see it that way. Some women don't even understand what submissive is. They think that is a negative trait. It's a slavery term. They don't understand that men and women are supposed to be submissive to their mate. Sometimes I'm stronger than my girl. Sometimes my girl's stronger than me. Sometimes I give in even when I know I could be stronger. You know what? Fuck it. I don't want to argue. Yeah, you want some chicken? It's fucking snowing, but fuck it. You want 2 legs and a thigh? Okay.
Harold's or sharks.
Right.
But Miss Engaged, what's your thought?
I don't think the lady's gonna really like responsible. I got some things why they're single. Some is self accountability, and some is what they have to deal with. I think in some of our pre-show conversation, we discussed how I still want to get this out here. I think the men are the reason for the breakdown of the whole family structure. And so once you have the breakdown of the family structure, now you have young boys and young girls growing up trying to figure out this whole relationship thing, this love thing. They don't know themselves because part of them is already missing from the beginning. So now we have went through the damages of this whole separation, this empowerment of women, the racism that has allowed black women to far exceed black men in corporate America and the dollar amount that they can bring home. So with that, we have a skewed vision of our position in society. So we come home because we had to be strong in the workplace, and we don't know how to take that off when we walk back into the door at home with a man. So if you've been single for a long time and you had that position, it is very hard for a lot of women to let those walls down and let that man come in and be in his rightful position. Now the problem with that is that there's not a lot of men that want to step in their rightful position. They still want you to come and chase them and woo them and help them out on a few bills and what you got on it. And so they want to be wishy-washy as far as what a protector and provider is supposed to be. So I think women are confused as what their role is supposed to be, partly because of their upbringing in society, and men got us confused. So a lot of women also, scratch your chin. Anytime.
Oh, I'm not. I want to let you get this.
So as far as we say women are responsible for who they choose and all of that. Yes, they're responsible for who they choose, but who was responsible for teaching them how to choose? That's where we got to go back. It wasn't just supposed to be their mother. That's what I'm saying. Their father was supposed to teach them how to choose. Their father was supposed to be there at 11 and 12 when those feelings started. And I like Bobby, Daddy. You know, I shouldn't have to go to Mommy and say that. I should be able to go to Daddy and say, which I did have my daddy. He ain't play no games. I'm just going to put that out there. So I couldn't just go out and have all these boyfriends and stuff like that. My dad wasn't not going for that. So that's missing in homes where the boy is not even afraid to knock on the door anymore, because these days, if I show up and I got a little job and I'm going to bring you $40 or $50 to help your mama out with her shortcomings, I'm in there. And no one took the time to put him through the ringer like that man will put that young man through the ringer and help you learn what's good and what's not for you. And even with sons too as well. Fathers are missing in helping their sons and guide them. So if you don't see positive images, you cannot then blame the person who's working with the only tools that they have.
I like what you said, because it gives me an interesting thought on how you said it. But as I'm sitting here and I'm listening to everything that you said, even though you say you feel the start is the man, if you really think about it, every other sentence you said, it really goes back to the woman. And just like we said pre-show, I'm sorry. Yes, the man is supposed to be the head of the house, but I'm sorry, the woman is the backbone. The woman is the foundation. When a man will go through a lot of shit. Yes, a woman is the foundation. Like they say in the song, when a woman fed up, women tend to leave relationships quicker than a man will.
No.
Oh yes.
Whoa,
Oh yes.
No,
a woman
would not
women are quicker.
No.
I'm talking about in a man.
No.
Unless that dude didn't really give a shit about you, he'll do a lot of shit. But when a woman fed up, she leaves. At the end of the day, a man
will not put up with what a woman. So
that's what I'm saying. If a woman
won't, the reason why a relationship lasts 30 years because the woman put up with way more.
So again, you're agreeing with me that the woman is what holds the relationship together.
But it
But
takes
it's
two
still,
people
it
to
takes
hold the
two people to hold the
relationship.
While it
relationship
takes
together.
two, it
but
still takes one to leave first. And if the woman is still willing to put up with more, that means that she's still willing to work harder at holding the relationship together.
We've
That's
been
what I'm
conditioned
saying.
that that's what we're supposed to do, and that's why I'm here to tell you, these women, no, that's not what you're supposed to do.
I mean, why
That is
not?
not what you're supposed to do.
I think
See,
we're off the topic.
No, this is on
listen,
topic.
That's
This
that's
is on
not
topic.
that's
Women
not
are
what we're
singles.
supposed to do, and this is why women are single, because they're getting the wrong teachings and stuff. And so you have women such as myself who get taught and told you have to go through all of this stuff. You are the foundation. You the one keeps this family together. So now that pressure's on my back. So now when this man coming home and he whooping on me, and I got children. Now that I got to keep this family together because this one's telling me you got to go through, you can work through that, or he got this kind of stress. It's all kind of excuses that come for the
But
community.
okay, you're bringing up the stress though. Okay, you got this stress on your back of being the backbone of the family. Okay, what about the stress on the man's back to be the head? So I got to be
But
the
you
head
just
and the
said
spine?
I was more important, so my
I mean, a
stress
woman is
gotta
more
be.
important.
So my stress is heavier.
And yet, are you,
So
okay.
my stress is
but if
heavy.
you're not the backbone, then the hell with your stress. You just said you're not.
I didn't say that we were not. I said,
I
but
said
that's
y'all are the
I said, but that's
foundation, and you
because
said
we
you're
have
wrong.
been sold the wrong thing. We should
So
not be.
so a woman should not
the
be
man
the backbone.
and the woman together should be the foundation.
Sometimes in a relationship,
It should- there's-
one of us
that's-
is stronger in one
Someone
area
takes
than
on
the
that role.
other.
Let me say something. When you build in a house,
Mm-hmm.
you need the concrete and the water to mix together to make the foundation.
But sometimes you need more water, or sometimes you need more concrete. It's not equal parts.
Oh, if your measurements are right, if you're
Now,
dealing
see,
with
that
the right
goes into that
concrete,
whole
if you're a
50-50 shit, and
professional
I disagree with that shit.
No,
And honestly, that's another. Now, I want to go with that. That 50-50 shit is a big reason why women are single, and that's some shit that I agree
feel
with you.
it
That's
should be
men.
100.
Yes, exactly.
It should be all you got at all times, and I need to understand sometimes you don't have 100%, but I should always give my 100%. That's my look on it.
But you did bring up, you was like, yeah, the man, come on, you got a little on this bill, you got some on
That's
that.
what I'm saying,
mean,
because that's it. Because if I got the foundation and now you wanna, I said, now let's not mix up what I said.
I didn't mix it up. I said exactly like
what
you
I
said.
said. What men want to do is once women
Some
are
men, some.
a whole lot of them.
Yeah,
When you
a whole lot of
got, when you have a woman that's out here and she's successful, she's doing her own thing, she's independent, she can have a too cocky of an attitude about her status.
So that's her fault, right?
But then there are some men who are intimidated off the top by women who don't even have that. They just get labeled as that because of they are where they are in life.
That's some simp
And
guys.
you got some men out here that will want to capitalize, so you got women with their guard up.
And you got users. That's no different against the
Absolutely.
guys that we got prostitute type chicks, attention whores. I mean, you got all type of different versions of females that as an individual that's dating, you have to look out for. But again, you take away a woman's self-accountability by just saying it's the guy. And that's the reason why, I mean, I'm sorry, men are hunters. We go out and we hunt. At the same time, when we approach you, we can go no further than you allow us to go.
Okay.
So you are allowing me into your home, your love, your heart, your
Okay.
house, your mind, all of that. So it starts with you.
But don't act like y'all ain't got on sheep's clothing and you a wolf. And see, this is the part where I'm not going to let us just say it's a total woman accountability when you have people that are disguising themselves. First of all, you got broken people, men and women. So now I'm broken. I don't have the tools. So now I can't detect that you have on this sheep's clothing.
Right.
It's going to take some time. And by the time it shows itself, I'm either A, pregnant, or I'm already so deep in love with you that I can't see for looking anymore. The signs ain't popping out no more, because now all I know is that I'm here in society. Now I'm in it. I got to make it work. I got to do this. I got to do that. And we could pretend it don't happen, but it's a lot of marriages and relationships that stay together because they go and get consulting. And it's like, well, how you going to work this out? Because, see, everybody go through something. Ain't nobody going to be perfect. That's what we teaching. And that's why you got these jacked up relationships. And then you got the single people looking at the jacked up relationship saying, if that's a relationship, I'll stay single.
I mean, I get it. I understand why women hate how guys lie. It's no different than flies that hate spider webs. It's no different than antelopes that hate the hilly brush that the lion jumps the fuck out of to get them. At the end of the day, we are predators. y'all are prey.
Right.
If you don't see the tactics that we use, why should we care? I mean, honestly, I just wanted to fuck.
And you should
I'm sorry.
care because,
I just
like
wanted
I
to
said,
fuck.
but
I
that's
wanted
the
to fuck.
breakdown. That's the breakdown. Some man should have told you it's your responsibility to
My
care.
no, it's my
As an
responsibility to
adult,
take
and not
care
a
of the
little
woman
boy,
that I
not
want.
not a little boy.
It ain't being a
We
little
talking
boy.
about being an adult.
No, being an
you have
adult
a responsibility
and that's
to your
that fairy
community.
tale shit.
It's to
You
know you have a
allowing somebody
responsibility
into
to
your
your
pussy does
community.
not make you my responsibility unless I choose
That
that.
ain't what I said. Now
I mean,
don't
that's
lump it
what. No,
together.
I mean, I'm
Don't lump it
turning
together.
it the way that I'm doing it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
thinking.
see that.
I'm
You
turning
must,
how I
you got
think.
to.
But I'm saying that's what you women are pretty much saying.
No,
I allowed
that's
you to
definitely
fuck,
not
so
what
now
I'm
I'm your responsibility.
No.
You should
No.
care
Yeah,
how I
nobody,
feel.
ain't nobody said
No,
that.
Let me say
Okay.
something. What happens is we women essentially are responsible for who we entertain, who we allow in our life, who we stay in a relationship with. The problem that a lot of women have is that they're more so listening to a man's words versus his actions. When a woman sees a man's words and his actions are not matching up, then at some point we have to evaluate and say, this is not the person that I need to be with.
Or
And
stop
I-
being delusional.
Yeah, or
Or
stop being
disillusioned.
delusional,
I'll go with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we can't sit here and say, oh, men lie and blah blah blah, or by the time certain things happen, I'm already pregnant and all that. That goes back to we didn't do our research because we shouldn't even be that far within the relationship dealing with a man before we know these important things about him.
I'm talking, look, ain't this
And-
real ish today?
Yeah, no.
Okay,
it-
it's some real ish out here
It
that's
does.
going on, and it is not everybody is walking up with these the obvious signs. I'm rolling in the bins, and I'm taking care of my mama. She just living with me. And yeah, some obvious stuff that we got some dumbass women out here just going with some dumb shit. I'm gonna give you that. But I'm talking about, let's talk about the real ish. Let's talk about the people who out here really thinking they looking for a relationship. And there's people presenting themselves as they want the same. And it takes time, and you have invested time. I'm the type of person, I want to take one guy at a time. So I ain't out here doing 2-3 times. So when I come at you, I'm telling you off the back, you a candidate for the long haul if I spend some time with you. I'm not spending time with you because I don't have nobody to spend time with.
Mm-hmm.
I got friends and family I can spend time with. So I just don't want us to minimize. There are real people out here that got some real facades up. And then let's talk about the people who it's not even a facade. Let's just say you have somebody who came with the intentions of doing well, but their own skills and tools that they have won't allow them. And now you got two broken people in something trying to get out. And that's what we got. All this is going on. We got from this end of the spectrum to that end, and everybody's out here. Everybody got different tools. You got a hammer, you got a screwdriver, but we need a jack. Who got the car jack?
Okay, now I got a question. As far as we're gonna bring it back to the social media aspect, do you think social media at this point is more helpful or hindrance to women dating in this age right now? Let's start with
For
Nita.
me, actually, social media has been helpful because I'm a very observant person. And I had posted something the other day about, when you think people aren't watching, they really are. So what I do is I might not post every day on social media, but I scroll through, I see what people post, I see how certain men interact with women, see what they say, their viewpoints and whatnot. And then, next thing you know, this same gentleman happens to go to my inbox and I'm like, yeah, no, I get a gist of how you are. I'm not feeling your energy. I don't need to be bothered with you. So social media can be very helpful if a woman just sits back and observes instead of just, jumping at the chance, the first person in her inbox, like, no, I'm not interested, or, falling for it. Just take your time, sit back, and see what's really happening. So in my case, it's been helpful.
Tammy, I want you to go next, but I just want to address some of the comments that came in. I got Michelle Moore. She said, I think some women are single because they were not taught as a child how to become a good wife. Because if the father in the household as a child love and respect your mother, I read it the way you spelled it, the girl at that time dreams of having a husband like a father. Okay, I can see that. Odell Harmon, he said, you'd be surprised how many women are single simply because they aren't the catch that they think they are.
That's true too. That's true too.
What is this? Yavin Wash, he just said, oh, that's a good point too. Not sure if he was speaking about what somebody else said or something that we said. Ax Muhammad, he said, as adults, we're not supposed to be what we're taught. We're supposed to be who we are, how we are comprising only for the relationship, staying true to ourselves. Delicia Tatum, hey baby. She said social media is a tool. It's all about how it's being used.
Mm-hmm.
And George Wood said, I want to come to the studio. Whenever you're ready, my nigga. You know. But Tammy, into it being helpful or hindrance?
Well, for me, I think it's helpful. You get to have a good insight of what individuals are thinking. I mean, I post a lot, you know.
Oh yes, I know. Oh yes, I know.
See what
I
she
post a
posts.
lot, so I get to see other people's opinions and, you know, how they feel about life, relationships, everything. So
How
you-
niggas ain't shit.
I'm not gonna go there.
I'm just going out. Niggas ain't shit.
Did I say that?
I mean, and other, I mean, I've never actually seen a post that you said niggas ain't shit, but I've read enough posts to where the gist of it was that you
sure do
niggas
get a
ain't
lot.
shit.
I do get a lot of men on my posts that are
But see-
really bitter.
They-
Yeah, no, I mean, see, and that's what I hate too.
But I
hate-
know what I'm doing too.
I know
It's a
you
method to my
clickbaiting and you
madness.
triggering motherfuckers to speak, but then when they disagree, and you're not the only woman that do that. A lot of women choose to call men who disagree with them either bitter or you use feminine
Most of them are
terms
bitter.
or emasculating. I remember one post you said all these guys are bitter. And most of them was pussy pandering, but first and foremost,
Well,
so I don't
there's
see
that too.
how that was bitter. But okay, they pussy pandering. Then the other ones are actually asking you intelligently, I thought, you know, to either explain or disagree with you, but they never attacked you in a way to where your bitter comment was really justified all the way.
But a lot of men always have that a typical answer that I hear over and over again. I'm like, I don't want to hear it anymore. I mean, that just shuts me down.
Okay, well, being
What
typical, what makes
typical
them?
answer?
I mean, I wish I meant to screenshot that because I wanted to use that, but I fucking forgot, and I'm gonna shoot myself. Not on camera. Not suicide is not the answer. Just to let that be out there. But I wanted to really bring that up because sometimes I hate that when women do. I know now this is off subject, but I just hate when you're in a debate or argument, whatever you call it, when you're on social media and you're going back and forth. I hate when guys immediately call a girl or a woman that's making an intellectual point, not being offensive. Well, fuck you, bitch, some shit like that. That's just
Oh, I
because
had that
you
happen
can't,
to me.
they can't answer back. But at the same time, I hate when a female try to emasculate a man from the sole purpose of I can tell you can't address my topic back because you're way off topic. I asked you something about the topic, then you want to say, oh, pull up your panties or woo woo woo, and I'm like, well, where the fuck is that coming from? That has nothing to do with anything. I haven't called you a bitch or a hoe or nothing like that, but now I am. But
Because they look at your posts. That's
I mean, but
why.
what my thing is this, and
They
we
think
gonna
you're
bring up.
bitter, so
But
that's
what
why.
makes me bitter, and I defend women, but I put down bitches and hoes.
Well, I'm
Even
just-
though in today's society, women are being put down and bitches and hoes are being elevated.
Right.
As
That's
women,
true.
I don't
That's
see
true.
how more women are not as offended as I am
I
at that.
buy that stuff.
I hate that. I'm a man. and I hate
Well,
that.
let me say this. And you know I hate when I have to go on your post and agree with you, right?
Yes,
but
I know.
I be agreeing with a lot of the
I know
stuff.
you've done it once
but-
every 10 posts. But she always say, I hate this first time I gotta agree with
Like,
you.
damn it. But no, the thing is that yes, you make good points, but I think I get into it with you is where the root of that problem is coming from. I agree with you when we have that problem, but what are we gonna do? Keep talking about the problem. How do we fix it? How do we get down to it? And you keep saying it's women accountability, and that's
I mean,
when
it
we go
is
back
though.
and forth.
I'm sorry. If
Because let me
more
tell you
women, if more women acted not like these bitches and hoes, there's no reason to say bitches and hoes.
So then the
Just
men
like
would
the-
stand up when women get they act together. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, honestly, we follow each other, but it's how we follow each other where it's different. I guarantee you, if there was more women that said, I'm not fucking a nigga that don't got a college degree, watch how college shit will
I was
surge.
gonna
Okay,
just
but
say
see,
that
and I
same
said this
thing.
the other day because I get sick and tired of seeing the posts where the woman gets bashed for wanting to check the side chick. And they like, you got a covenant with your man. She ain't got no responsibility. You ain't, but like you just said, if we stuck together and said, if you got a woman, I'm not going there, we could cut some of this out. But we done brought into this, well, that ain't my fault, that's her problem, and we done made it a cool thing, and now it's a whole epidemic. Yeah, it's like women out here ready to sign up for that.
I mean, but again, that's women doing it.
But once again, like I just said, it's not all women.
Some women.
And like I said, but it's some men out here on some side guy stuff. They signing up too. They come to talk. It is a whole bunch of side men.
Yeah, I mean,
and side men play their part way better than the side chick.
Yeah, but see, the side chick, most side chicks want to move into that position.
Absolutely.
Why because there's a lot of these simp ass niggas that want to take over that spot. I don't get these niggas. You ain't got no fathers. I say that publicly. But most niggas that do side niggas shit do it because it's easy. I ain't gotta help you with your rent. I ain't gotta do none of that. I'm just coming to fucking get sucked and go, and you might not even brush your teeth before you kiss your man. So he not even worried about it.
But that's what I'm saying. And they do. But then some of them do. But the whole point in this is that at the end of the day, still, where did this whole culture come from? And I will still take it back to that women just got so fed up with. Okay, because what we used to teach back in the day, you got a whole lot of people back in the day find out that your sister that grew up with you really was your daddy's other woman's child that came back here to be raised with us, and then we got separated and all that. So this has been, like I said,
bitches have existed since
they have, but we have made it okay, where before it was like, that's not, but it is the thing now. So when you out here and this is what's going on, it's because we have it's not enough men. Once I say it's the negative campaigns that women have brought into. It's not just from our community. This is beyond us. This is coming from making up the laws that took our black men off the street. This is coming from having not enough women knowing what to do. So now you can run around, not you, but you can run around now. And now we 3 baby mamas from the same man.
What, for me? That's some good shit. I go all 3 of y'all. Shit, player. But
and now we left trying to figure out how to fix all of this, because we won't preach that there is a right way, a healthy way to start teaching our children how to date. In our community, the black boys can date, the girls can't have any boyfriends until she's whatever when the father is in the home. And then when the father's not in the home, then you still have the messed up dynamic.
Now I don't want you to get too far because I really want to address that. Mm-hmm. And I agree with why, as I've gotten older, y'all not gonna like this. Okay, I agree with why the dating double standard on when you have a son and a daughter is different. At a young age, y'all chicks, not y'all chicks, y'all women, but I'm saying these younger chicks, and they're gullible. They're super gullible, and as you see, there's older. Hold on, let me finish, because that's not even. It's some gullible ass younger girls that got fathers. That's the reason why, when you like with me, I always wanted boys. Boys are much easier to raise when it comes to certain stuff as a man that I'm worried about. Mm-hmm. As my boys go, I'm worried about their education. I'm worried about them finding a good woman. I'm worried about a lot of stuff, but I'm not as worried about what I have to worry about now that I have a 3-year-old daughter. And I'm more worried about the things I need to teach her than I'm worried about the stuff that I need to teach my boys. Because with women, if you're too strict on a woman, you just fucked up. If you're too lax when you're raising an upcoming woman, you just fucked up. It is such a teeter-tot way of needing to raise a good woman. Because if you do the wrong little misstep, you can contribute to her being an older, fucked up woman.
That's the problem. No, I agree with what you said, but to say that it's different and it's so different for a woman. Boys are just as fragile and important with their raising and upbringing when it comes to relationship and interactions as it is. That's why they leaving. That's why they having 2 baby mamas. Let's not talk about, because at the end of the day, even if this girl was dumb for letting him get in between her legs, only his sperm makes the baby. So he knew when he was getting ready to come. He could have, as dumb as she is, he has the last
It's a
decision
responsibility.
to pull out. And if we think we're going to keep on telling the women it's their responsibility to be, and like this person said, we don't raise our girls to be wives. Did we raise our boys to be husbands?
But some yes, some yes.
We didn't raise them to be husbands.
And again, and honestly, even
We
with that,
we
but
didn't
even with
raise
that,
them to be
but
husbands,
even with
but
that,
we
if you want to
raised
say
the
that,
wives for
guess
who?
what? But even now, as much as y'all are saying that the men are not in the homes, who is fucking these boys up? Who is not raising them to be these husbands?
Cause
Women.
women can't, cause they supposed to be wives. I can't teach a husband how to be a husband.
And then again, it goes back to it. You choosing the wrong motherfucker to lay with.
Exactly.
You're choosing the wrong person to get impregnated by.
Yeah.
They have a way bigger array of birth control for women than men. If a woman in 2018 does not want to be pregnant, she
don't
will
have to
not
be.
be. Fuck that. She don't
if-
have to be.
Wait a minute,
She
let me tell you
won't
something.
be.
But let me tell you something. And then what a man can do is less health hazardous to him than what a woman has to do to protect herself from getting pregnant.
I don't
so
care, though.
All this stuff.
Now, what do you
wait
say
a minute,
to a guy? Wait, hold on.
So
I
you
don't
think
care.
your daughter is that she should have sole responsibility and risk cancer, risk her hair falling out, risk all the stuff that happened to us from getting these shots, getting these implants, getting all of this stuff that's messing us up to not have a child, because the easier way is to say it's my responsibility to do it, then instead of us teaching our boys how to think that their dick is golden. We don't do
I
that.
don't think men think our dick is
We-
golden.
you should.
And we don't think.
But
I know
you
my dick is
should.
golden, but
And
a
it
lot
should
of guys
not
don't.
go into
But-
every pot.
But the thing
But we
is,
don't
at the
teach
end
that.
of the day,
No, but that's what we need to get back
regardless
to
of
the
what I do with
beginning
my
of the day.
dick, whatever I do with my dick, it's up to me to accept the responsibility of it.
All right,
But
so when you
if
go
I
out there
choose
and you
not
put it
to,
into a
but if
no-good
I
woman,
choose not
that's your
to, but if
responsibility.
I choose not to, it falls on the woman.
Yeah.
So you as a woman, all women, I'm sorry, I feel this is again real issue today. It's about opinions. I don't have the Bible glowing in light that show this is universal law. For me personally, I just feel as women, it behooves you to fuck what a nigga was raised with, fuck what a nigga was taught. Put yourself, your womb, your potential child first,
I
and
agree with
everything
that.
else
But-
falls
but
out.
we still-
Now I get your point that yes, it's a man's responsibility too, but at the end of the day, we can leave. If you don't got my social, I can leave. If you don't know where I actually stay at, I can bounce.
But there are some people that have all of that. And they still wind up by themselves. They started out with the dream. They was together for 2-3 years. They got the social security number. That's how they got your ass in court.
And some
'Cause
of them
they
only
had
knew that
that.
nigga for 2 months.
But
Some
you
of these
talking about-
chicks
but
now
those are- but
don't
see,
know a
that's-
nigga longer
to
than
me-
how long she was
But
pregnant.
to me, those are wasted.
Exactly.
That's wasted
That's-
energy of the conversation, because that's dumb shit.
Well,
I'm
hold on,
talking
let's go to
about.
Nita.
I'm talking.
Me
Let's
and
get
you
to the.
been-
Let's get to
Nita,
the
what do you
real
think?
shit.
What do you
No,
think?
I was actually agreeing with you that not sole responsibility is on the woman, but we have more variety of ways to protect ourselves. And again, you were saying about the birth control, there are non-hormonal forms of birth control that we can use as well. Whereas literally men only have one, a
Two.
condom. What's the
We got 2. You can try that pull out
Oh.
bullshit, but you know, I mean, but you know that pull out is hit or miss like a motherfucker, because people don't realize we got that pre-cum, and actually pre-cum has more sperm cells in it than actually busting a nut. So, you know, just because you were waiting at the end don't mean that, oh yeah, I didn't nut in you. Yeah, you nutted in it. You just didn't know you nutted in it. Because pre-cum come out, you don't do all that.
Wow.
You know, that shit just come out. That's just a little,
Like I said,
that's
it's
just
a
some
lot of
biology.
women that were
Coming
responsible
back
and
from
thought
the
the guy
sex
was
ed
putting on a
portion of
condom
this.
and he didn't. So I'm
What
just saying
I'm
every
Okay,
woman
but
that's
could the guy
in it-
fuck without a condom if the woman didn't let him?
But I
Then-
said she
I
don't
mean,
even know what
just
it is.
saying. I mean, you saying with a condom, if more women all said, hey, I'm not fucking without a condom,
And
guess
there's
what?
some men
More
that do
niggas
it. Don't
keep it.
act like ain't no men out here tricking women. That's all I'm saying. Everybody that's in the situation didn't make a conscious
I did not say
decision.
at one time this was 100% all this and that. You know, I'm the king of distinctions, so fuck that. I say a lot, some, most, many, a few, often, sometimes. You know, I hate a total
Okay,
generalization.
going back to what I was saying.
But go back to
yeah,
it, my beige sister.
Women we do have that responsibility, but also what happens is, okay, say a woman gets pregnant and the man turns out to be, I don't know, a deadbeat or not the father that she wanted for her child, then some women continue to fail their child by not having other positive male role models in their child's life. It doesn't have to just be, the father. What about some uncles or nephews or cousins or even other positive male friends that they have? A lot of women fail to kind of have that safety net role model for their child, and then the cycle continues, and then some of them go and get pregnant by another deadbeat or whatever, and so now they're like, oh well, my baby daddy ain't shit, but you chose to reproduce with this man, and then you went and did it again. So it's like, at what point do women say, or these women say, I need to make better choices, because ultimately I am the decider of when a child comes into this world.
Now I want to go into this from what you said, because it actually plays into that, I guess you want to say. Ask Muhammad said, how many times is it before it's not being tricked anymore?
Exactly.
Like you said, it is some niggas out here that do trick women. But, I mean, and I felt that way too. Like, how many times are you falling for the fucking same
I'm
trick?
saying there's some serial dumbasses. I'm not saying that don't exist. My voice is always
It's a lot
gonna
of broken
be,
women
That's
out
why I say
here.
it's broken people. That's why I'm not gonna say it's broken women, because it's broken.
It's broken on
people.
both sides.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. So it's broken. So there are definitely some serial dumbasses. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who are out here that really have not placed where their problem is. So for your quote unquote serial people, they really are just lost. They really don't know why they're disconnected. They don't know they're making that bad choice over and over, because it's in the image of what they saw. When dad's not there because either he was in jail or mom never told him you was his or whatever the story was, they don't have the skills to do better. And what I want us to do is stop condemning them and try to turn around and figure out why, what, and give them some help to get it out. Because at the end of the day, it's dragging the whole race down. We keep looking at it as, well, as long as my situation good, my kids good, we good. That's bullshit. That's where I'm coming from. So yeah, we got a bunch of women out here that's doing it over and over. But do you really think they want to?
Yes. Okay. Valerie Smith. Valerie Smith said, a man that accepts no responsibility for his actions is a real danger / threat. Signs to stay clear. Mana San said, so basically, no matter how many years a woman is with a man, she shouldn't trust him enough to be a father to get child, although, I'm reading it verbatim, to get child, although he has proven to be a good man. You do know that people change, B. This B as in B or just me, okay? Everybody don't start off as ain't shit. Yes, I agree.
Exactly.
Everybody don't start off as ain't shit.
Exactly.
But sometimes being ain't shit follows you like a motherfucker. And as a woman, and that's one of the reasons I was going to bring in too, that women are single, is these past messed up decisions is following you. And a child is not, in my opinion, never a mistake, never something you should feel bad about. But having too many kids and you're still searching for somebody to help raise your kid, that's a hindrance. The type of guy you feel you deserve, he is out there. You probably met him, but when he met you, you had these 5 kids running over Walmart throwing shit, and he was looking at you first, and then these your kids.
And it might not be the 5 kids, it might be the way the 5 kids was
But I have another question. I said this last weekend, like this motherfucker over here, they ain't really get what I was saying. Now, I know to a lot of women, they feel that, a lot of guys start out with the sole thought of fucking and leaving. Now, there's guys out there. I'm not by any means finna say that there's not niggas out there that do it. But a lot of women fail to realize that regardless of, the way that I said it was pretty much that when we see you, the reason why I walked up and said, hey, Tammy, how you doing? It wasn't that you was a conversationalist. I liked the way your nose shined when the light hit it. It was, I wanted to fuck. I want to fuck you. I want to fuck you. Now, after we get to talking, either I fuck or I'm still in the pursuit of fucking, or if I fuck and I'm still trying to talk, I believe that a lot of times that during that pursuit, even when we do get where we originally came from, a woman can change an opinion of a guy. You know, it could be, yeah, I originally wanted to fuck, but now I see something in you that is making me continue to pursue you past fucking. But if a woman presents herself in a way that becomes unattractive or make a man really look at like you're not worth me pursuing, yeah, we will fuck and, you know, leave. Or some guys, I don't know, if I've chased you for too long, I'm gonna get some pussy before I give away, because that's a payment for my goddamn time. I'm 6 months deader than I was when I met you, because I've been spending time with you. You goddamn right, I want some of that warm cookie.
So you saying you will waste 6 months of my time just to get what you want?
No, I said
So
you
once you
wasted
get it,
6
then
months
what?
of my time.
So,
My time. I was actually thinking about being with you, but I saw that you wasn't worth the shit. So I'm gonna get that pussy. Hell yeah, 6 months and who knows how much money, Netflixes and shit. That's $9.99 a month. You got chicken and shit. You might $17.38. Shit, you know, I had to spend some money. I need to get my pay because I wasted my time. Y'all, some women feel like men don't waste our time chasing y'all sometimes. It is a lot of good guys that the same way y'all feel like, fuck, I wasted my time dealing with this motherfucker for all this time. It's times that men feel that way too. We chase y'all.
Well,
we
y'all,
chase
you
y'all.
should have
But
looked
that's
closer,
where
see what she
intentions
worked.
And I say,
Right.
and that's
you
because
should have saw what she worked.
and exactly, and
So
that's the
when she
same thing
wasn't
we
worth
say to
chasing,
women.
then move on. But why you gotta not want to stab her before she go?
Because I need that. Fuck
See?
that. You goddamn right. See, you goddamn right.
That's
That's now if I only at least
that's
get the
how
pussy,
most
that's 1,000% waste of time. At least I can look at Corey like, man, I did fuck her. He like, my nigga. You know, as opposed, he like, did you fuck her? No. You sick
Okay,
ass
so then
motherfucker.
on the flip side of that ignorant thought is the one
Why is
who
that
says,
ignorant?
the one who says, well, so what? At least I got that nigga to pay some bills. I went on shopping spree. I got my hair done or
Right.
whatever. It's the same low life thinking.
It's not low life. I mean, honestly, I don't understand. I never understand why the way men, like women always say, don't think because you spend money on me, I'm going to give you some pussy. But on the flip side of women saying that, most women will tell other women, if he ain't spending money on you, stupid for fucking him. So at the end of the day, we're both looking at it as men supposed to pay for services, women have the service to be paid for. I mean, I don't see why we always get mad at each other for that.
But why can't women, maybe we just want to fuck?
I don't think we got a problem with that. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't, point me to the nigga that's saying he got a problem with that. I want that nigga on this show. I will structure the show around them. Bring me 3 of those niggas. Bring 3 of those niggas.
Mona Sands said,
oh shit, it must be to me.
she said that doesn't make it okay. Why do men act like they have no control over their animal instincts?
Why do women act like they don't have control over their vaginas?
Oh.
Oh, so you're going to answer that question with a question?
Yeah, because
You're
you
going to
answer
answer
that.
yours first, huh?
I answer that. It's a lot of guys that got control of their instincts because we don't run. Every man don't run around fucking any and everything. It's a lot of pussy been thrown my way and I did not accept it because I either didn't like what the fuck she said, the way she fucking looked, or the size of her belly. So every nigga don't just fuck. Yeah, I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, every nigga, the same way some women don't like certain men. We all have preferences. I don't know why. 300, 400-pound women love my skinny ass. I don't want that. I don't want that. It ain't. You probably are a nice motherfucker. You know, you are. We can sit and play chess and talk about Black Panther all day. But your vagina, my dick, they don't need to meet. They don't need to meet. Let them have a long distance relationship.
They just good friends.
No, I don't even want them to be good friends. They can talk in letters. I teach my dick how to write. But back to the topic.
Yeah, what was we supposed to be talking about?
I have no idea no more. We didn't win. I just like how the conversation going. Tammy, you ain't really said shit.
Say something as far as television, you know, glorifying toxic relationships and side chicks and whatever. That plays a part in a lot of how relationships are today.
I agree with
Despite,
that.
you know,
Like that scandal shit, and you know, motherfuckers love these shows with this side. Even like when my favorite show, Walking Dead. You know, the whole little dynamic of how Lori was fucking, I don't know if y'all watch Walking Dead, I'm saying names and shit. But if you do watch, you know, Lori was fucking Shane and her husband at the same time. She did leave Shane alone, but she kept leading the nigga on. He had to get killed. You know, a bunch of bullshit. But, you know, these shows do show a lot of negative shit. And also, it's a lot of propaganda, like you said. It's a plan to black men not being in the family. I mean, like with this Section 8 shit. Hey, you can do everything. We'll take care of your kids. But you can't have a man. Can't have a man. You know, it's child care. It's fucking linked. It's all designed to make women feel like, well, fuck these niggas.
I'm sorry,
and the scary thing about it is a lot of females are falling into that.
And if you pay attention, it's more in our community because the white people don't have the same stipulations to get that help.
Why should the government pay for two able adults in a household?
We're not going to that. That's a whole nother subject.
But you know what though?
It's not that they should. It's not that they should, but they're using that as a fucking crumb to cause a separation.
But let me be real quick, 3 seconds, I'm leaving on. It used to be called general assistance when it was with white folks because they would come and assess that even as a husband and a wife and a family, they didn't have enough. So it was called general assistance to go with that working family. It was when it came to the black community that they didn't want the man there. And it was turned into public.
As he is saying, okay, all right, we down to the last few minutes. Let me go through my last little bit of drivel. All right, I just want to say to Jasmine Castro, you can look her up on Facebook. Thank you for the promos. She's the one that's been doing my promos every week. I like what she's been doing.
Good work,
Also,
Jasmine.
I can never say this shit. Yoni eggs.
Yeah.
All right, I said it.
Yeah.
I was just ready to say some pussy weights. But if you need pussy weights, look up my girl Jasmine Castro.
I like that term.
If you're looking for a place to do your podcast, you can come here to Echo Rhythm. Holler at my man Corey. Well, he was Taco Supreme Meats and stuff, but now he's just Corey Murray. You can look him up. He's on my Facebook page. I want to thank my ladies. I'm going to give you a chance to give me a couple closing thoughts. Also, if you need your haircut, you can go on 10715 South Michigan, New Family Barbershop. Get your hair cut, get your kids cut. If you're trying to get some pussy like we've been talking about, look shaved up, look good. My final thoughts is that a lot of women, yes, there are women out here that are single because they truly do want to be single. I mean, that's really just the gist. Some want to be single because they've been single for so long. They're not ready, not secure, not trusting enough to want to let a man truly get into their life. Some women just like, fuck it, I'm probably going to be like this the rest of my life. Do men lie? Yes, we do. I mean, that's just a tactic that we use. Spiders got webs. Fucking tigers got teeth. Niggas lie. You know, we want to eat. We want to eat you. We want to eat you. Okay, so, I mean, at the end of the day, social media is a tool. I hate when I hear women say, oh, you would date somebody off social media, but this is the same motherfucker that'll meet a nigga at a gas station, give him her number, and then give him this nigga you just met your address. But a woman that can go on social media can actually investigate this nigga somewhat, if most of you do it. Yeah. Still don't understand why woman intuition doesn't work pre-relationship, but it works after. That's a whole nother show. But Tammy, your closing thoughts.
I have no closing thoughts. I'm just saying.
She's eye candy, everybody. She's eye candy. She's eye candy.
Let me say.
Oh, she gonna say something. Oh,
I'm just saying, there's a lot of broken people out there. I mean, there's broken women, there's broken men, so.
Broken transsexuals are just broken.
That's
damn, transsexuals ain't people? Ain't that some shit?
I'm not gonna go there.
I just want to close with, I feel like people, men, women, everybody, we need to embrace the idea of self-accountability more and stop relying on excuses. Because at some point, you know, we're all adults. We've been going through life and see that certain shit just ain't working for us. So at what point do we need to make changes within ourselves and, you know, the people who we surround ourselves with? That's when things will start to change. You take self-accountability and stop pointing fingers at everybody else and work on what you need to do for yourself.
Valencia.
I would like to, I think we all agreeing. We're just going different realms of the same thing, and I want to go one step out saying, yes, the accountability needs to be had on both parts. However, the tools need to be, we need people to come back to our communities and heal. We need to help people realize who they are, their personalities, their love languages, all of these things that we don't even know ourselves to even know what we want because we don't even know ourselves. So I'm actually in the process of actually trying to put together a program, something like that. So you'll be hearing from me.
Oh, let me know
soon
so I
on
can shout that out.
because I really am about like fixing a problem. Like we can argue and do this shit all day, but at the end of the day, what are we doing? Like what can we do? What can I give to my sister who's having kids to do better than I did with mine? Instead of judging and don't want the next one to be better than yours. So I just want us to get on the healing plan. And as far as social media, it is what it is. When you get more money, you become more of whatever you were before. So you get more exposure, you become more of what you was. So those out there juggling their booty, they was already home.
Attention,
They just got a bigger platform, and unfortunately, those are the ones who get the call from VH1 for their own show and stuff. So it's how you want to get there. Some people want to get there at any cost. So it's out there for those that want.
All right, for my closing thoughts, I think I said my closing thoughts, so I'm not even going to reiterate something new. I'm just going to say to let you know, in the next 3 weeks, here's a little lineup for the next show so you guys can kind of be anticipating it. Next week, we're going to have Jasmine Castro. I'm going to have Leslie. I'm going to have Octavia. This is B. Shine's advice to be a better woman. As I say, Jasmine got the pussy weights. Get your pussy tight. Leslie, she designs lingerie to make women feel sexy about themselves. Octavia is going to be here to discuss natural healing, mental women health. These are things that I think work better for women. I feel like that'll make you a better single woman or a better woman in a relationship. And then the next 2 weeks after that, we're going to discuss why are men single. We're going to have an all-man panel, and we're going to have all ladies again. And the ladies will go first this time. So it's going to be the ladies. I look forward to everybody coming back. Everybody that watched on live, I appreciate you. Thank you for the comments. Go to my YouTube channel, Real Ish of the Day. This is episode 4. We're going to keep it pumping out, and holler at you guys later. This is B. Shine. Catch you next time.
See ya.
See ya.
That was a good show.